Hiya and welcome to the blanket making episode, and this is a tutorial of how just to use different scraps. I've cut a lot of scraps in the same width but different lengths, so basically stitching them together so it's the same width so I can make this huge long line of fabric out of these little scraps. And then I need some one color linen to put in between these stripes of my remnants. So I'm just cutting it and then tearing it so I have some long lengths of fabric here, because I wanted pink in between, and then some different stripes of these remnant fabrics that I have. So I want the stripes to be diagonal, and this is not the best way to do it, but I've started making a corner with the pink fabric that I want in between the stripes, and I'm placing the little triangle in the corner and then making a stripe that fits onto it. And here you can see where you then need to stitch it together like I've done here, and then again adding another piece of this pink fabric, and that's going to be stitched on there. And then basically you just keep going until you've made a huge blanket like this one. And it will be not completely straight if you do it like me, but yeah, this was fine for me. This was fun, this is good. And I've just done it all on my serger because that's easy and simple and saves me some time. And I know a lot of people would just roll around on the floor crying if they saw me doing this, but I think it works. And I got some cheap duvets, very thin duvets from IKEA, and I'm just cutting the fabric to fit, and I'm using some textile spray, so adding a bit of spray and then adding the duvet on top of the fabric, trying to make it straight, but it is quite hard. And then doing the other side, and I could have used more spray. I wanted to save it a little bit so it didn't actually stick that well to the duvet, unfortunately. And then I've got another piece of fabric that I want to put on the other side of it, so I'm just placing that, making sure that it's well placed, that I have enough, and then that needs to be glued onto the duvet as well. So some glue and rolling and flattening, some more glue, rolling and flattening, and go along it like that. And I do kind of one half side first, and then I do the other half side afterwards. And then of course also trim the excess fabric away. I just like to make sure that it's stuck before I do that. I tried actually making a bigger blanket, but that was just way too hard to deal with. So that's why I just made it kind of normal duvet size cover. Yes, and that was a bit of my skin showing there. Great. So that's all 3 layers, and now into the machine. And you can add some safety pins different places now to make sure that the fabric is kept in place, because this textile glue did not hold up very well. But basically I'm just stitching it along the along these lines of where the stripes of the remnant fabrics are, and trying to hold it in place at the same time. I had tried to use like a quilting foot, but it didn't quite work with me. So I'm gonna have to do that some more. And then there was a piece on how I made the binding, but unfortunately that got lost in a big hard drive accident. So you have to see that in another video, but there are lots of videos, and I actually also have made another kind of blanket making video where you can see how to add the binding on the sides, because this is simply just the blanket as it is, front and the nice back, but use a lot of remnants, cut them to the same width, and then stitch them together, and then you have some different color stripes to make a nice blanket. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye!